Oh, it's a little overwhelming, but yeah, it's good.
A lot of people.
It's the start of a busy holiday weekend. Thousands of Coloradans are getting out of town to celebrate the 4th.
Throughout the rest of the weekend, we do expect steady passenger traffic.
Plus, President Joe Biden wants to restore abortion rights after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade.
It is a mistake, in my view, for the Supreme Court to do what it did.
Now he's meeting with governors across the U.S., including Jared Polis, about protecting access to reproductive health care.
I believe we have to codify Roe v. Wade in the law.
And there's a new partnership in Colorado reminding hikers to stop making their own trails.
We are desperately trying to protect and care for these lands.
48 million Americans are traveling for the 4th of July weekend this year. That includes nearly 800,000 Coloradans. AAA predicts this will be the second busiest 4th of July travel period since the year 2000. Most people will be driving. Millions of others across the country will be flying. Now that includes out at DIA, which could see more than 1 million total passengers by Tuesday. Let's take a look at current security wait times out at the airport. Right now, wait times, luckily, less than 15 minutes. Denver 7's Colette Bordelon has been out at the airport all morning and has a look at how things are going.
Things are running pretty smoothly here at DIA this morning. We've been here for hours. The line does tend to fill out pretty heavily here, but it moves along quickly. Some excited Avs fans out here this morning as well. But as you guys know, these security wait times, they're nothing that's too bad. I mean, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes generally, but nothing worse than that. This is here at the South Security Point where you can see that line has started to back up near baggage claim, but it's not wrapping around like we see it do some days. And TSA is making sure that people are moving along quickly. When it does get too backed up, they start running the dogs, and what that does is allow for less screening on all the people who have to go through the line, so it moves you along quicker. Another thing to note, here at the South Security Point, previously it was just for standard. They've added a couple of TSA pre-check lanes to this side of security. Over at the North Security, they've also added on a couple of standard lanes, so that side is no longer pre-check only, if you were wondering. This is still one of the sides, though, that those with the airport recommend using. They say South Security, likely going to get you through the quickest out of all three of those securities. We chatted with some young travelers who are off to Florida this holiday weekend, and they could not be more excited to get on that flight.
It's just great to see everybody's smiles. I don't know, it's just great to know that people aren't mad at you when you walk by, and to be able to smile and say hi and have nice conversation and stuff.
So more than 1.2 million people expected to be passing through DIA over the course of this holiday weekend. That means through Tuesday of next week. This, though, one of the busiest days of the holiday weekend. More than 200,000 people expected today. That was the same number yesterday. So really, Thursday and Friday, those are going to be the biggest days for the 4th of July weekend. At DIA, Colette Bordelon, Denver 7.
Colette, thank you. It will also be busy out on the roads this weekend. You're looking live at northbound I-25 near Empower Field. Things are moving smoothly, but things are definitely picking up out there. You could see just the sheer amount of cars still out there for an 11 a.m. on a Friday. Close to 670,000 Coloradans will be driving this weekend, and that's despite those high gas prices. Right now, the average price of gas in Colorado is at $4.90 a gallon. We've stayed at that price for about a week now. Nationally, prices are lower than Colorado's. They're at $4.84 a gallon. There are a few things you can do to save on gas. If you can, drive a more fuel-efficient vehicle. Maybe your wife's car gets better MPG, so take that one and find a cheaper spot to fill up on gas.
Realize that those gas stations that are closest to the highway exits will always be the most expensive. So if you take that exit and then drive down the road a mile or so to that gas station there, it will tend to be cheaper.
AAA says people are driving to their destinations, then picking cheaper options for food or lodging in order to save money. CDOT is reminding people to wear seatbelts over this holiday weekend. This digital projection will be on display out near Coors Field for tonight's Rockies game. CDOT is also increasing enforcement across Colorado over the course of this long holiday weekend. RTD is adding extra train cars on some light rail lines for the holiday weekend. Those are the D, E, H, and W lines. Bus and rail services will run on normal schedules. There's a lot of 4th of July activities and other events happening this weekend. You can find a list right now up on thedenverchannel.com. The Bureau of Land Management is getting more than $1.2 million from oil and gas lease sales here in Colorado. The land totals more than 2,400 acres. It's located in Weld, Jackson, Moffett, and Rio Blanco counties. This is part of the Interior Department's recommendations to sell land for new oil and gas drilling. The agency also approved sales in several other western states. 10,000 people are expected at the Rainbow Family Gathering in the Routt National Forest this weekend. More than 2,500 people are already there. But heavy rain and thunderstorms have closed many roads and caused some vehicles to get stuck.
When you get there, they have a path up into the national forest, and that's a dirt path, and you have to hike up to that. So that would be slippery too. So the rain is what's causing some concern.
The Rainbow Family refuses to get a permit for this event. The Forest Service has a team of people to help local authorities manage crowds. The gathering will run through next Thursday. Happening now, Governor Jared Polis and 9 other Democratic governors are about to meet virtually with President Joe Biden about protecting access to reproductive health care. The president wants to hear their perspectives following the Supreme Court overturning of Roe v. Wade. Now, President Biden is also calling on Congress to exempt abortion rights from the filibuster and pass a bill to codify Roe into law. M. Wynn reports from Washington.
President Joe Biden meeting today with several Democratic governors to go over options to protect abortion rights. The president making it clear his opposition to the Supreme Court decision while overseas at the G7 summit.
The first and foremost thing we should do is make it clear how outrageous this decision was.
It's been exactly 1 week since 5 conservative Supreme Court justices overturned Roe v. Wade. There have been marches and demonstrations both for and against the decision, including yesterday near the Supreme Court, where Capitol Police say more than 180 people were detained, including California Representative Judy Chu, a lead sponsor of the House abortion rights bill. The president now calling on the Senate to exempt abortion rights from the filibuster so Chu's bill can become law.
I believe we have to codify Roe v. Wade in the law.
But that's unlikely to happen as 2 moderate Democrats crucial to ending the filibuster's 60-vote threshold are opposed to Biden's plan. Meanwhile, some women are forced to travel across state lines to seek abortions, including this Louisiana woman who didn't want to be identified.
It's my body. I have that amendment. I have that right, and I don't think anybody should be able to decide that for me.
In at least 12 states, nearly all abortion services have halted. But in Florida, Kentucky, Louisiana, Texas, and Utah, judges have temporarily blocked the abortion bans in those states from going into effect.
To say that the state constitution mandates things like dismemberment abortions, I just don't think that's the proper interpretation.
Some women are turning to abortion pills and the Plan B contraceptive pill, also known as the morning after pill, to control their family planning. Due to a spike in demand for Plan B pills, some pharmacies have started to limit purchases. M. Wynn, ABC News, Washington.
Douglas County is taking another step in cutting its ties with Tri-County Health. The county's new health department will start taking over the emergency preparedness and response functions from Tri-County. It will also take over disease surveillance and control functions. The department already took over the vital records function for the county last month.
I'm excited that we're designing this health department to meet the needs of Douglas County residents, as they've expressed in meetings before I got here, and as they expressed to me on the phone regularly. We're trying to make this the health department that Douglas County needs.
The Douglas County Health Department will officially cut ties with Tri-County Health in 5 months. Meanwhile, Arapahoe County is also breaking away from Tri-County Health. It just appointed its new director. Jennifer Ludwig will be in charge of assuring the department is up and running by the start of next year. She was most recently the deputy director of the Tri-County Health Department. 500,000 people flooded downtown Denver and Civic Center Park yesterday to celebrate the Avs winning the Stanley Cup. The players, the coaches, their families rode on the fire trucks before eventually taking the stage in front of that massive crowd for what was really one giant party. The city says it was able to use planning from the Super Bowl 50 celebration when the Broncos won back in 2016. And you can relive and rewatch yesterday's parade and victory rally right now on the denverchannel.com and Denver 7 Plus. We also have a photo gallery. It will also re-air at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon over on Local 3. You can meet Avs captain Gabe Landeskog and Eric Johnson this weekend. They are signing autographs at the Dick's Sporting Goods at Park Meadows Mall. Eric Johnson will be there tomorrow, and Gabe Landeskog will be out there on Sunday. In other Denver sports news, Nuggets star Nikola Jokic has agreed to the richest deal in NBA history. The two-time league MVP signed a 5-year Supermax contract extension worth $264 million. Keep in mind, in the NBA, every dollar of that is guaranteed. The contract begins in the 2023-2024 season. Colorado Parks officials are worried about our open spaces, why they're telling hikers to stay on designated trails. Plus, a CU professor has an idea making cement production cleaner for the environment.